Hello, class. Welcome to Corky's Tea Time. I would like to teach you some morals about two trees that fell in a little town not far from the Appalachian foothills. Just a moment and we'll get class started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to class. Today, students, we are going to learn about two trees that fell in Ohio. Ohio has been considered the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Now, I don't know if that has changed. Who knows the way the world changes these days, that people may say, oh no, it's not the foothills of the Appalachians anymore, So we'll just see how it goes, okay? Now, what happened was there was a windstorm in Ohio. Two trees came down. One by Mother Nature and one by human, okay? Doesn't matter how the trees came down. What matters to class is the trees came down. Now, the moral that I will be teaching today is this is an opportunity to shine and build your community. The first thing you do is you don't videotape and take pictures of other people's troubles, okay? What you should have done to show that you are the prepper that you say that you are, go over and check on your neighbors, okay? You're complaining that you're without electricity. Maybe they are without water and electricity. Because that little building that tree fell on, that kind of looks like it could have been a pump house. It may have just been a storage unit, okay? It just may have been a shed for storage. It could have been their pump house. So while you're complaining about being without electricity, why don't you go over and see if they're okay? You're supposed to build your community. You collect wicker baskets from your local thrift shop. Could you put some of your salvaged food in there with some like a quart of water that you have, drinking water, and take it over to your neighbor and just let them know, I'm just here to check on you, make sure you're okay. The neighborly thing to do, you are building your community, you are building your mag, okay? Because it's going to come full circle. Because if something happened to you, they'd say, we got to go over there and help those folks. We can't leave them like that, because when we were down, they came through for us. Even though we didn't need their help, they came through and they checked on us and made sure we were okay. They offered us what they could, okay? If you have a chainsaw, excuse me. If you have a chainsaw, go over to your neighbor who has the fallen tree, their little shed thing, and ask them if they need some help. Are they elderly, middle-aged, disabled, or are they going to say, no, we have to wait for the insurance adjuster to come through, okay? Then that just means nobody can do anything until the insurance adjuster goes through. But you need to check on your neighbors. Build your community. That's what a prepper does. Now, the tree that came down by human error, instead of calling them stupid, which offended a whole lot of people, could have gone over, made sure they're okay, let them apologize to you, offer them salvaged food, a quart of water, to make sure that they're okay. Because if you're without electricity, I'm sure they're without electricity. And so the neighborly thing to do, the prepper thing to do, and the building your mag, Make America Great, building your community so people would say, they need help over there, let's go over and help them, because when we were down, they came to us, okay? They offered us, even though if we didn't need their help, they came, they checked on us, they offered help, okay? Then that way, when you need it, they will come over and do the same for you. The other thing is, teach your husband, okay? Teach your husband what you know. Do not leave him to fend for himself and have to go to McDonald's if you're injured or something happens to you. Build your community. Build your mag, okay? And your husband is part of your community. He needs to know what you know. You need to know what he knows, okay? You need to know how to check the oil in the vehicles, okay? You need to know how to check the radiator fluid. You need to know where your windshield washer fluid is. And you need to know the color of the different fluids so that you know that you're putting it in the right area, okay? You have to even teach within inside your own household, okay? There's nothing sadder than being injured, you know, and then saying, but I never taught him. Okay? I have taught my husband what I know, and my husband has taught me what I know. You know what he knows? I taught him what I know, and he's taught me what he knows. Okay? And if I'm on the side of a road, I can tell a mechanic over the phone exactly what is wrong with the vehicle, what part, where it's at, where it's located, okay? When I take a vehicle in for repair, I know how to tell a mechanic, don't rip me off. You're lying to me. I don't need a transmission, okay? Because they're going to try to do an upsell. Again, that's another morals lesson for another day. But for today, check on your neighbors. Don't use their woes of the world for your gain, okay? Be nice to your neighbors. Oh, springtime. Be nice to your neighbors and go over and offer them a basket full of food and some water. Check on them. Make sure they're okay, because if you're without electricity, that looked like a pump house to me. That could be that they're without water too, okay? And, you know, you guys could have had a community barbecue. You could teach your neighbors. You're the teacher in your community. Spread the word. Get the word out. Build your community so that you have that support. It's just like the covered wagons, okay? How they encircled the covered wagons and all the activity happened in the center, okay? That's what you had that opportunity to do in your neighborhood that past week. You had the opportunity to build your community and build your support for when something happens to you. Well, that's enough hooting and hollering about morals. I do have a son who asked me, Mom, why were you never a teacher? And I had to tell him the truth. I would have been fired on the first day because the first thing I would teach is morals. And maybe you kids wouldn't have the hard time that you have in school. Well, to all my little teacups of the world, I want you to have a great day. Take care of each other, okay? We are only humans and we are fragile. And I will talk to all of you later. Bye-bye.